Well, hi, Alison Heath, the longevity rescuer here. Ah, boy, I really wanted to share what happened to me yesterday because it made a huge impression and really made me reevaluate stuff. Well, hi, Michael. Glad you could join me. Um, and Simon and Balu, and thanks for the likes. But anyway, what I wanted to share with you is something that happened to me. My day started with a friend of mine calling me who's on the road and has to eat in these like fast food joints and so on, horrible food. And he was saying, geez, it's so costly to buy breakfast and stuff. It costs so much money. And when he went to pay, he was informed that the person ahead of him had paid for it. And it was like, oh, wow. It made his day, and I'm telling you, it made mine. It made me so happy to see that. So anyway, recently I was rear-ended by a car. I was the third car at a stoplight, and this guy came along and just whacked me from behind. And he was so much bigger than I was. It was a huge Ram truck with like big studs and everything put on the hubcaps. A really scary big car, a big vehicle. Anyway, it hit me from behind. It hit my trunk, not my bumper. So it really just jolted me. And I looked in the rearview mirror. There was nobody. The next thing, I was being really jolted. So where I had the seat belt and stuff like that, I had so much pain in my neck and my shoulders when I got out of the car. And now I'm kind of freaked out about driving because every time I come to a stop sign and I look in the rearview mirror, it's like scary. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. And anyways, this situation is not an ideal situation at all. But when this accident happened, I had 2 days before leaving for Australia. So I really had to just put myself on autopilot and pack and go and everything. And I didn't realize that the pain was going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and that it would feel so bad. And now, I'm back and I'm able to start dealing with it and stuff and getting treatments and so on. Hi, Sonia. And anyway, so here I am driving in to meet somebody, and everything takes me longer. It takes me longer to get dressed and everything. So when I get there, I'm late. And one of the side effects, too, of this whole thing is I don't seem to have the same muscle control that I had before. So when I have to go pee, I have to go. When I have to go poo, I have to go, or else. So anyway, I missed my appointment, and I think, well, I need to get some groceries. And I wanted to get a few little groceries. Thanks for the likes. I wanted to get a few little groceries and stuff because I can't carry a lot. So I've got these groceries that I'm putting into my trunk. And I just had a bottle of kombucha and some onions, something I could carry. And I had my keys around my wrist. And when I put them into my trunk, the little bag of onions caught on the keys and pulled the keys off. And I closed the trunk without realizing it. And all of a sudden, like, oh my God, here I am outside the grocery store and I can't get into my car. And in my car trunk are also the keys to my home. So I can't get into my home either. And my home's like 45 minutes away from where I live. So somebody suggested, well, why don't you call the auto service and stuff like this and they'll unlock your car. But they can't unlock the trunk. And this is the thing of it. I have a little switch that pushes open the trunk, but I'm driving a Mercedes. And the Mercedes thing with the Mercedes, their security measure is that if you unlock the door, you can't unlock the trunk. So I was really in trouble. And I didn't know what I was going to do. It was getting colder. The sun was starting to go down and down lower in the sky. And I thought, oh, what can I do? And I had very little power on my cell phone. So I thought, oh, geez, I'm really in trouble. So I called a few locksmiths in the area, and they were all busy because it's the end of the month. So I guess they changing locks on new apartments or something. Anyway, they couldn't help me. And one guy took pity on me. So he said, well, I'll see what I can do after work. So after he finished work, he drove over to where I was. And it turns out it was a friend of mine. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know this guy was a locksmith. And he drove me all the way out to Lake Okanagan Resort where I live. And he's helping me with that. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. And he's helping me with that. So it's like he had to unlock my door of my suite and stuff like that. It's really hard lock. So anyway, he was picking away at it. He managed to get it unlocked and drove me all the way back to my car. And I said, oh my God, thank you so much. I said, what does a service call cost? And he said, well, it's like $120 just to go out there, and that wasn't counting all his time and everything else, his gas and stuff. He was doing it on his own car. And he said, pay me whatever you want. He was doing this on his own time. And he offered to help me to do this on his own time when it wasn't even, like he didn't even know who I was. He hadn't realized that we were friends. And I was just so amazed by that. It's just like, that friend of mine calling me in the morning and having his breakfast paid for by the person ahead of him in the drive-through. Here was somebody helping me out of the goodness of their heart. I was like completely blown over. And I thought to myself, what a better world we could make if we could be more helpful to people, if we could be kinder to people. And both those situations just warmed my heart and made me feel really good. So I'm wondering if you have had any random acts of kindness, if you've done any random acts of kindness, share them. Share them, because we put so much focus on fear and hate and, politics and negativity and so on. Why not put a little bit of focus on that? And I know, like right now, I'm in a lot of pain and it would sure make me feel better. I'd really appreciate hearing about any acts of kindness, because I've, over the years, learned to value kindness more than intelligence, more than looks, more than anything. I mean, really, kindness is huge. And I just know, like I know, we can make this a better world if we can be kinder to each other. So really, if you've had any experiences like that, please share. It would be really, really appreciated. And it's good to see you on, all of you. Gina, lovely to see you. Anyway, I'm going to end this now. I'm hurting. Bye.